What's going on, guys? Your boy HQ420. Welcome y'all back. Another episode of Showtime with the Cube. I've got the Immaculate One with us tonight. Back once again. Mr. Ryder Lee. Ryder, are you doing well?
I am doing as good as I can. X Cube, how are you doing, brother?
It's all good. It's all good. Just it's a shame that we've had to combine 2 episodes. And I don't think just from the feeling that I'm getting our thoughts about these 2 episodes might leave something to be desired. Let's just say that. Okay. Let's just say that. But we're
Bro,
gonna
this
get all the
is
intricacies out the way. We appreciate everybody for checking us out. Once again, whether you're checking us out live on podcast platforms. So we're just gonna go ahead and dive right into it. Episode 3, episode 4 of The Last of Us season 2. There hasn't been a lot going on,
no,
like
not
at
a
all.
lot going
Like,
on. It's boring. They've completely shifted the story to something that doesn't even make any sense to do. It's they have no setup of characters because none of these other characters have ever been introduced before. So we're working with characters that we don't even know from the previous season, besides Ellie and Joel's brother, which is back in Jackson. Let's go from the beginning.
right?
Let's give your breakdown from the beginning of episode 3 because
Okay, so episode 3 was just a cry fest. That's what it was. It was kind of the send off for Joel, and if I'm correct, I think they went 3 months later, or they went a few months later. Yeah,
they
it
did
wasn't
another
directly
time
afterwards.
jump. They did a time jump in both freaking episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the 4th episode it was like a flashback, which they had to do a flashback at some point because the way that they're using flashbacks now is to tell the backstories of the characters that you don't know. So they try and shoehorn these flashbacks in there to get you to understand the characters that are going to be the bad guy later on in the series. Which is like,
Right.
so it's not even a good use of flashbacks. Like normally the flashbacks are for like character development stories for the people that you already know. But in this case, they're using it as like a backtracking to tell the story of somebody that we haven't even met yet, which I do not like. I just don't like that.
Yeah, it's been a little weak. Let's just say that. We see episode 3. We see the grieving moments. We see Ellie in Joel's house, gathering in that aura. We see Tommy mourning the loss. And then we go to the townspeople, and they're having a vote on whether or not they're going to go and take out the perpetrators. Now, within this, there's a lot of people who speak up and talk one way or the other, but one who had a very deep desire to go out there and get the quote-unquote sons of bitches is the one that called her a dyke. You know what I'm saying? So get that dyke shit out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's a family event. All right?
That was a way to
But
get her out of there because he doesn't like her. He was like, they're going to go all the way to Washington. They ain't never coming back, bro. We're sending them to freaking war, bro. That's how the kings used to do it back in the day. They would send the husband of the wife that they wanted in the front lines of war, knowing full well that they were going to die and were never going to come back. So then the king could marry whatever wife that he wanted and have all these concubines.
yeah, that's what David did.
Yeah.
That's what David did. This is straight up in the Bible.
Yeah.
He banged my man's wife. Wife got pregnant. It's like, ooh, I better send that husband to die then. This is the man of God. You know what I'm saying?
He's not really on her side. He's just trying to get rid of her.
Yeah, he's trying to cover tracks of some shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? Everybody always trying to cover their tracks. So that maybe that's what my man's trying to do. It's like, oh yeah, I believe y'all should go to Seattle and get them. Y'all two females, two little girls. You know what I'm saying?
What's at the
And
first
look,
sign of
I'm
trouble,
sorry.
bro? Yeah, I just don't
Yeah,
believe it. I
they
don't
feel like
believe
little
it, Stu.
girls.
Yes. What are they
Like
barely even
they don't.
18 years old? Like, what is going on here? Like, you're sending two 18-year-old girls 2 states away. What's even more states? They're in Wyoming. So they got to essentially, I don't know what route that they took, but they got to go through 2 states at least, maybe even more depending on what route they're taking. That's a lot of miles. And we seem like we got there pretty quick, X Cube. Now, I don't know how that trip shortened in that amount of time on horseback now. Okay. What did they show? Like 2 nights? What did they camp for like 2 nights?
2 nights, yeah.
And then they were automatically in Seattle?
Yeah, they show right up. Yeah.
And where is all
Yeah,
the
show right
undead?
up.
Where are all the fucking infected, bro?
Yeah, I was kind of looking for some of that in the countryside, maybe some conflict that we're gonna run across. But it kind of skipped across that. It was more trying to develop the relationship between Ellie and Dina. Okay. Because when they're in that tent, she's like, did I kiss good? Oh, what you think? Because I ain't gay,
I ain't gay
except
no
I
more.
am.
I am delivered. I said, I ain't gay no more. I am delivered.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. I mean, that's it to a T.
Like,
I mean, she was
it's
like,
so
I ain't
wild.
gay.
So,
And then, later on in episode 4, she was like, I told my mama that I like D and I like Punani. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hold on a second. She said, I ain't technically gay because I'll take some D, you know.
well, obviously because she's pregnant, which is like a whole other thing. I'm like, what are they focusing on here? What is this show even about at this point? I don't understand. Like, so Ellie is supposed to be going to Washington to avenge Joel, right? That's what the whole purpose of going
It's
to
supposed to be on
Washington.
a vengeance tour, yeah.
Yeah, this is a revenge plot. This is supposed to be a revenge plot. And then they
I don't
fucked
feel
up
much
the script.
revenge going on though.
Not one time did Ellie mention Joel in that entire episode. None of it was about Joel, dude. It was all about their relationship. I was like, what is it? And they couldn't have them get into any trouble on the way to Washington because you would have to disband your belief. You would have to have some kind of expansion of belief that at the first sign of trouble on the way to Washington, they wouldn't make it. They're two young little freaking girls, right? They're not going to make it in any kind of risky situation against people. And we see that with what happened to them whenever they stumbled upon it's not the Fireflies now, is it? It's a different FIFA or FIA.
WLF.
WLF.
Woof.
When they stumble across them and everyone's dead because another faction or another religious group or organization basically killed them all. And then the people show up. Like, yo, you guys should have, as soon as you seen these people were dead, you should have been out of there, bro. But instead, you stuck around and waited for them to come, and then you had to somehow finagle. See, they're not badass girls. Like, no young girl, as old as they are badass that can handle themselves in a group of men. Okay, especially soldiers, especially army people that are like trained, and this is what they do. Okay, you cannot hold your own. Two little girls cannot hold their own against a group of men. You just can't. It's just not going to happen, right? So you have to disband your belief of what's going on here in order to make it make sense. And the only way that they can get out of these types of situations is if they sneak away or they do some kind of movie magic where the soldiers are after them and they crawl into that tunnel and then the soldiers are coming down. If the zombies wouldn't have come out and started attacking they would have been dead. They would have killed them right then and there. So it's circumstantial. So everything that the only way that they can get out of situations and bad situations because they can't be badass. Ellie can't kill 10 dudes, 10 army soldiers by herself. Now, Joel could have. Joel could have because Joel was a freaking badass, right? But not two young girls. The suspension of disbelief is that two young girls could take out an entire group of men. They can't, and they won't. They're going to get in trouble every single time. So they have to put in these circumstances into the shows to get them out of trouble. But they can't do that too many times. They couldn't do that on the way to Washington and then also do it in Washington. So they opted for not having them get into any trouble on the way, so that the escape and the circumstantial things for them to get out of the bad situation that they were inevitably going to get into in Washington didn't seem so unrealistic. That's my opinion anyway.
Right. Well, okay. So from what I'm picking up from the game, because I've seen a couple of creators talk about this, and everybody's kind of got the same sentiment. They were like, what people don't understand is that in the video game, Ellie was an unstoppable killing force. Like she had that much rage in her eyes. Have you seen rage in the past couple episodes?
All I see is
Episode 3
scared.
and 4, I ain't seen no type of like, I ain't hiding with like like I might hide, but then I'm gonna ambush and I'm gonna take all these folks out because I mean I'm here for blood. Like I don't think you understand why I'm here. I'm here to get shit done. Okay, and that's the way it was in the game. Like they would just like her sheer will to find Abby and kill her, no matter what, is it was like a driving force. And I felt like 3 and 4, like we've moved away from that completely, and it's just
Yeah,
more about their like love life.
yeah, it makes zero sense. There's no rage behind Ellie. There's no anger. There's no like fierceness behind her. It's all like, oh well, I'm just kind of along for the ride. I'm just here because of the love interest is with me, and we're going to travel to Washington, and it's like a freaking family vacation essentially. Dude, the
Yeah,
thing that got
it's
me
kind of goofy. Yeah,
it's super
they got
goofy.
Ellie is kind of goofy. Like, okay, so she's like, oh, a tank, and she just like slams open the top door. It's just like, are you retarded? It's like Dina's like, oh, okay. The night that they were gonna leave, they were like, oh, well, you don't have any supplies, like bandages, first aid stuff. Okay, you don't have any food. All right, do you have a map? Do you know where you're going? It's just like Ellie's just a retard, and Dina's the Dina's the NPC that's helping her along the way. You go back to the NPC. It's like go right, take two lefts, and go straight forward, and that's where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
That's exactly what it's like.
that's
It
what it's
makes
kind of like.
it makes no sense. And the fact that Tommy didn't go with her is the single greatest mistake that they could have made. That's the
Yeah,
way that it was supposed to be. That's the way that it happened in the games. See, the things
yeah,
that they
Dina
change,
was there too, but Tommy went as well. Because Tommy was slaughtering folks too. Tommy was taking folk out.
and that's what we loved about the first season, was that dynamic between Joel and Ellie, that change off between, okay, well, Ellie can get her hands dirty sometimes. She can handle herself whenever it's just a one-on-one type of thing, but not a whole group of people. And that's where Joel came in. That's where Joel was able to take out the other people, and that was that father-daughter apocalyptic end of the world adventure road trip story. That's what
Hmm.
made the first season so freaking good. And they have ruined that completely in this season. They should have done what I was hoping that they were going to do. Like I mentioned last episode, I said that the way that they could have fixed this is that they should have captured Ellie. It should have been Joel that survived back at Jackson Hole. He had to recover for 3 months, and then he made the venture to Washington to rescue Ellie, and then dies trying to rescue her. That would have been a way better story. I don't care
If you were
what
gonna
the fuck.
switch it up, oh, okay.
That would have been the best story that they could have done. And yeah, I don't give a shit what you say the games were, what happened in the games. As a series, as a TV show, that would have been the best route for them to take. But they have a third season. okay? And if they killed Joel at the end of this season, then literally nobody is going to watch the third season. It's going to dwindle in numbers rapidly. So they had to kill him in the beginning of this season. They couldn't kill him at the end of the first season because then no one would watch the second season, right? So people were kind of stuck now. And I know that the numbers are going down. They have to be. Viewership has to be rapidly dropping. I don't know the exact numbers, but I guarantee you from the second episode to the third episode, numbers dropped. From the third episode to the fourth episode, numbers had to have dropped.
Yeah. I mean, it's just okay. So I think we would be all in if we felt the rage. I think that's what we're missing. So we're missing that straight up, eye for an eye, bloodlust. Unfiltered, unhinged. I don't care who's in my way. You get taken out. Vengeance. That's what we were looking. And she was all, measured when she had her note and was talking to the people of Jackson on why they should, you know, go with her to take out these people who killed Joel. And so everything was just measured, you know. I didn't feel the overall rage for her losing pretty much her dad. That's what it seemed like, you know what I'm saying? And so that I think that's what this is missing. It's just missing that, and they just got, and I don't know. Maybe it's because they're slight of frame, Ellie and Dina. I don't. Maybe they should have had them eat a little bit more chicken and steak, and maybe lifted a weight or two. You know, just put on just a touch of muscle mass.
And then when Dina sees all the people that are dead or whatever, and she like starts getting sick and throwing up, which later we find out is because she's pregnant. But still, even if you are pregnant, how long has this apocalypse been going on? Okay, and
A minute.
that's another thing too. Is like in Seattle, they show like Pride and like the rainbow flag and like all that.
Oh yeah, they definitely did.
And
They were like, "What's that?"
yeah,
They were like, "What the hell's that?"
Yeah, and how I don't know if that was that a thing back in like the early 2000s when this went down.
Well, it may have been. People may have felt pride. It was painted up there. They were trying to figure out what all these rainbows were. They was like, what's up with these rainbows? I mean, these people really like rainbows. Pride, what's that? I mean, they were just like clueless. They're like, I don't get what we got going on. I was like, well, I mean, it's gay shit. You know what I'm saying?
Which this series
And I
loves
get it. They're not going away from the core content, and that's not what I'm so much worried about. It's just that it just seems like that you got two girls just wandering around with really no plan. You got zero course of action. Like I'm just like, what's your course of action here? You have no clue who you're going up against. We've got people that we met in the woods, the Scars, Seraphites, who are currently at war with a wolf that we don't know a ton about. That seems to be something that was kind of randomly thrown in, and I just think some of these items are kind of random. It's just like we see the people walking in the woods, and they're talking about the prophet and all this stuff, and then we go back to them, and they're all dead. It's just like, oh, okay, what's going on here? And it's like, oh, well, they're battling out with the wolf. I'm like, well, why are they battling with wolf? I don't really know. They just are. I mean, they've
That's
killed some
been
people, debowed them, hung them, and it's
that's
just
been the
like,
whole thing
okay,
from the
well,
very first episode, Cube. What we were talking about in our review of the first episode. That's exactly what was going on. Like it's nothing but question marks, and there's nothing to hook you in to even make you want to watch the next episode. There's absolutely nothing. There's nothing going on, and honestly, there was nothing going on from the very first episode. Other than the hint that these people are traveling from Washington to kill Joel. That's
yeah.
it. That's the only.
Episode two was, well, okay, so you had episode one that was, slow, and then you had episode two that just hit you in the face. Like it hit you in the face with everything at once. You got the battle in Jackson. You got Abby trying to get away from the zombies. You got Joel saving her from the zombies. Then you got him going back up to the cabin. Them killing Joel. So it was just like boom, 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 boom. And then like you want to talk about we threw the brakes on. I mean, I'm talking about they put both feet on the brake pedal and pulled the e-brake. And I mean, we almost came to a standstill. I'm like, man, because here's my thinking. If I'm correct, let me relook at this. I don't think it's but 7 episodes. I'm like, y'all need to hurry up now. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is only 7 episodes, right?
Yeah,
I
that's what
was
I
sitting there.
heard.
I was
7
like,
episodes.
man, some more stuff need to be happening before. Let me make sure I'm right. Last of Us. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see if this is 7.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 7. Either 7 or 8.
Let's go season 2. Here we go, season 2. Oh, clicked the wrong thing. Episodes. Okay, here we go. All right, season 2.
7
So
episodes. Yep.
yeah,
Last of Us
yeah,
season 2, 7 episodes.
yeah. That's what I mean. That's what we got. And how many did we get in the first season?
9.
We got 9. So I'm trying to figure out, like, I guess they're just trying to stretch it out. You know, maybe that's the whole premise. It's like, yeah, we just whatever we need to do to stretch this out, even if we got to have a whole bunch of downtime in the midst of it.
If the showrunners
But
think that the gay shit is what's going to keep people coming back and watching from fucking week to week in her relationship with Dina is
of them making out and rubbing each other.
the whole driving force behind watching the show now, they're sadly mistaken. They're completely wrong.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's and Bud, the moment that they hooked up, it was kind of weird. Okay, it's like she said, "I'm pregnant," and it's like, "Oh, let's go hook up." I'm like, that don't seem like a romantic moment. Let me just say that. All right, when I'm sitting there thinking about a romantic moment, like it's not you could like when you say I'm pregnant, it's like, damn, you know, let old home dude nutting you like that. I thought you liked me. You know what I'm saying? I figure you'd be feeling some type of way, you know.
Yeah, and then not
But
only that, they spent the entire night with Ellie thinking that Dina was going to kill her because she was going to be infected. That is way too much tension. You can't switch from thinking that you're going to be shot by Dina to just instantly being in
eating pussy.
sexy mode. No way.
Yeah. I mean, you seen it. I mean, kissing and she immediately put the hands right down in the pants. And the minute the hand was in the pants, it was immediate ecstasy. I'm like, hold on a second now. I mean, I'm like, hold on a second now. I mean, the minute it was touched, Bo, I mean, she about got off right that second. It's like, come on now, we got to, we got to get more in reality here, okay? That's not quite the way it works, all right? Not quite, not exactly, all right. But it was a moment of passion. Now you had the scene where they were down in the old subway tunnel, and that had a little bit of tension in it, but it felt short lived. Maybe I felt like that scene wasn't long enough. Like it should have been more of a battle.
Yeah, and Ellie was completely scared the entire time. The look on her face was like nothing but like terror and like being freaked out whenever the zombies were breaking in the windows of the, I guess that was a train or some kind of cart or some kind of rail
Yeah.
car or something that was there when the zombies were after her. She was like, the look on her face was like of complete and utter terror. Like she has no she has no gumption about her. Like she doesn't have any. It doesn't seem like she has like that fighting spirit, like that calmness, like Joel or somebody that has the situation under control. Her behavior is very chaotic. Like she has absolutely no idea what she's doing.
Yeah,
And
because Dina's the one that had it under control. She was the one like, hey, oh, there goes an emergency exit. Hey, come through here. Hey, go through there. Hey, you know what I'm saying? It's like she's the mastermind. Like it's almost like Dina's the smart one, and I mean, Ellie's not even a brute force. Ellie's almost just like there. You know, isn't that the way it seems? Seems like she's just there. Not that there's a whole lot happening with her. She's there. Yeah, I'm here.
that's it. And that's the driving force behind this entire series is now Ellie, since Joel has died, and they have given us zero reason to like her as a viewer. No reason at all, other than the fact that we are supposed to like her because she's gay.
You
That's
said
it.
that's numero uno.
That's it.
It's like,
That's
well,
what they're banking on.
you
That
know
that
she
is the
is.
whole thing that they're banking on is the LGBTQ plus audience. And that is a very small margin of audience X cubed without having the statistics up in front of me. I would say that less than 2 to 3% of the world's population is LGBTQ plus.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So they're
Right.
catering
You would be
to a
right there.
very small audience right now, and it's not working.
Right. 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 And I don't know. I think they need to. I think they need to hurry up and like some action needs to go down. Of course, we've got Isaac in here now. Um, and so I guess we seen technically his backstory. He was with Fedra, and for some reason he knew the WLF people, and I don't know how he knew them, but he did. He knew where they were going to be at, and he decided to blow up Fedra. I mean, it's just like it's like it's like okay. So I just like I know what you want. You want to put another like badass villain in here. But
But we already have
Isaac
the
just
villain. They
seems
already set up the villain cube.
underdeveloped.
They already set up the villain. The
Hmm.
villain is Abby. That's who they should be focusing on.
Yeah, but not quite though. I mean, not. Well, I mean, she is the villain, but hell, we ain't seen her in 2 episodes, and we only seen one of her crew members, and he was just sitting in the tower.
Yeah, that's the other part of this that makes absolutely no sense. We've completely shifted focus. The focus should be on Abby. That is what Ellie is doing this for. But instead, it's not even, and it's about revenge of Joel's death, but instead, it's not about that at all. Now it's about this new guy, this new big bad guy. We haven't seen Abby, just like you mentioned in 2 episodes. Now it's about this new bad guy and Ellie and Dina's relationship.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They shifted focus from everything that had previously been set up.
Yeah. And I think that and also they're trying to introduce some other stuff as well. The tensions, like I said, with the cult that is the scars, or they call them Seraphites, with the WLF. We're trying to understand the ins and outs, the intricacies of how that came about. Um, and we're moving away from what we wanted, which is our straight up revenge tour.
Yeah, that's where I
That's what
thought
we
that it was
wanted.
going to go.
That's it, man. I said, not only did they kill Joel, but they tortured him before they killed him. So I ain't into waiting. Okay, I've recovered. I woke up. Let's go get their ass. Okay. And all I suggest you to do is to not be in the way, because if you in the way, you get laid to rest with the rest of them. That's what I was kind of looking.
Okay, so I just did the numbers really quick because someone's probably going to yell at me for saying that the percentage of gay people is a lot higher, or LGBTQ. Okay, so I just looked up really quickly that 5.5% of the worldwide adult population identifies as LGBTQ. Okay, and then, but we have 8 billion people in the world. So I did 5.5% of 8 billion, which comes out to around 44 million. So around 44 million people out of 8 billion is
And how many are
LGBT.
watching this show?
None, probably.
Probably 500. Probably about 500. I mean, I say it'd be a clean 500. It'd be a clean 500. Oh, we got my man up here says, "Wow, that number has drastically increased." Well, what is it? Gen Z, that's where the increases came from. Because they ain't got a clue what's going on. I mean, when they were born, they were about born with the disease that should not be named shots. That came right after. So I mean, you know, so they falling right in the pit.
Yeah, so I
He
just
also
wanted to
said, "Don't eat
clarify.
McDonald's."
I just wanted to clarify that really quickly. I was two. What did I say? 2 to 3%. I was 2.5%
Hmm.
off on the ratio of LGBTQ plus people, which I think is it's a pretty good number. It was a reasonable number on my end. But one of the things that just got my eyes rolling. You know, you know that when you hear something or you see something next to you, and your eyes just roll so far into the back of your head that you can literally see your freaking brain matter.
Yeah.
Well, that happened in episode 4. Whenever Dina, after they had just had sex, or whatever it is that they did, I don't even know if that's
Hmm.
qualified as sex. But they fingered each other and ate each other's carpet out or
You could
whatever.
say it's sex. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's sex.
We're
Okay,
gonna assume somebody got off.
yeah, okay. So after they had had sex and they're laying there, and Dina was like, "Yeah, I'm pregnant," and Ellie asked her, who the father is, and she tells him who the father is, and then Ellie looks at her with a dead stare, bro, and says, "I'm going to be a dad."
Oh, dude, that was a horrendous moment. Like but what is this? I'm gonna be no. You didn't come in her. Like, you don't have a dick, so you didn't come. So I'm like you're not gonna be a dad at all. Actually, yeah,
Unbelievable.
because you're a girl.
They should roast the shit out of the writers in HBO just for that line.
I mean, look, as a producer, when you see that line, because I'm pretty sure you read through the script, you'd be like, no. You'd be like, what? No. I was like, because Once again, you make Ellie sound retarded. Just because somebody's lesbian don't mean they think they actually a dude. It's what I'm saying. I've known plenty of lesbians. Ain't none of them thought they were dudes.
Nope.
At all.
My eyes just like did tumbling. They were just like, if I would have rolled my eyes any harder, I would have gone into cardiac arrest, bro. It was so ridiculous. Like that, like no problem with saying, "Oh, well, I'm going to be a mom." Oh, great, I'm going to be a mom. Cool, great. But not, I'm going to be a dad. You are not a man.
Yeah, it's just. I was like, okay, so now we went all the way woke. All right. We woke up now. I mean, like when I seen that, I was just waiting for my girlfriend to say something. She didn't say anything, but I was waiting for her to say something. I just looked over and she just kind of rolled her eyes. Yeah, that wasn't well thought out. I mean, good God. Okay. My man said, I'm sure they found plenty of strap-ons going across the country. Who are you to tell her that her feelings aren't real? Yeah, everyone getting tired of this shit show getting shoved down our throats. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this shit getting shoved down our throats. Yeah. Like I said, I understand that in the video game she was a lesbian, which is fine. We could roll with that, but you ain't got to make her stupid. On top of that, like we can make her competent, you know. And we can also make her a little bit more pissed that Dina didn't tell her earlier. Like she just kind of took it in stride. She should have been furious. It's like you're out here where we could potentially die, and you're pregnant with a child. That's like ignorant, which is what she was in the game. She was extremely pissed in the game, and so you didn't feel that tension there. As far as the what would potentially be seen as a terrible mistake, you know. And we do see the moment where she finally finds out that Ellie is immune because Dina's about to get bit, and Ellie sticks her arm out to get bit. All right. Now in the game, because they have the spores, which I think may be introduced right here in the next episode. It hasn't been introduced yet, but I think the spores are coming as a way to become infected. But in that, they had their gas mask on so the spores wouldn't affect them, and her mask got cracked. And Dina was immediately ready to take her mask off because, you know, she had that much love for Ellie, and so she wasn't going to be able to put her down. So they did change the aspect of that right here, and they tried to create that moment of tension where Dina was thinking that she might have to shoot Ellie because she's going to turn. So that was where it kind of it moved away from the game aspect there.
Bro, this is just not how you do a revenge story. This is supposed to be a revenge story. This is not the way that you do it. You do not throw a giant wrench in the middle of this revenge plot with Ellie against Abby for killing Joel as two young girls traveling to Washington on their revenge plot, and they have like this whole giant relationship. Django Unchained is probably the best example of a revenge story with a love story intertwined into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That movie was freaking perfect. It's one of my favorite movies. It's one of my top 5 favorite movies. Django Unchained. Incredible. You had the love story, but the love story was between Jamie Foxx's character and his wife that was sold into slavery, that he was trying to go and get her out. He didn't deviate from the freaking mission. Yeah, they got together one time and they had like an exchange, and they may have had like a quick little bang bang real quick in Mr. Candy's house, but that was not the focus of anything. The focus was on getting extracting her out of the house and killing Candy and killing all the people inside of the house so he can get her back. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a huge deviation from the revenge story. It's like this is now the main plot of the show, is now revolving around Ellie and Dina. It is not about the revenge against Joel at all, which is the whole point of the entire mission, is to avenge Joel by killing Abby. We haven't seen Abby. We have no idea where Abby is. Instead, we're focusing on this new freaking bad guy that's at war with this other faction that has been coming in and killing his men and his military men, which they tried to set up in the beginning of episode 4 with him essentially taking out all of his military guys to join the fight against.
Yeah, taking out Fedra. Yeah, because he was formerly Fedra.
Yeah. So he threw the grenade in there, killed all the men, which was a pretty good setup for Ellie later on going to that, because it looked like it was that same tank, right? Whenever she opened up the lid and made that giant sound that you were mentioning, which is so stupid. That's what all the infected notice people by, is by the freaking sound, loud noises.
Yes.
That's all which alerts the freaking infected. But then whenever she looked in there, she was like, these people look burned or whatever, like singed and like burned, which would make sense if that was the same tank that the guy threw the grenade in and killed all of his soldiers in the beginning of the episode. If those were the same tanks, it makes sense if it was.
I don't think it is. I think it's separate, because that was some years prior. Let's say 11 years. I think it was a lot of years prior. But probably something similar happened during that time, and that might be his MO. That might be his MO. You know, open the door, drop the grenades in there with you. That could in fact be the MO. But yeah, they're introducing Isaac, so I got a feeling that Isaac is going to be a point of contention that Ellie and Dina are going to have to deal with, which moves us away from Abby. And like you said, we don't even know where Abby's at. Like, we've got no clue at all. I don't even know if she's in Seattle.
This is what I think that they're going to do. They're going to shelve the Abby story. They're going to have to contend with this new guy for the rest of the season. And
yeah, that's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. Mm-hmm.
And Ellie is not going to get her revenge on Abby for killing Joel until the 3rd season, and that's going to be the end of it. That's what it's going to be. That's what it feels like it's going to be, because what are they going to do for the 3rd season? And we already know that there's a 3rd season. It's already been, that's what they were originally all signed on for, was to do 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So this whole thing can't be wrapped up at the end of season 2. So it seems like they're going. It's a completely switching and changing of directions, and by the time we get to Abby, nobody is going to care anymore, because it hasn't been about that for. It's not going to be about that for the rest of the season. I bet we only see Abby maybe once.
Probably in the last episode.
In the last episode, which is then going to set up the 3rd season for the real revenge plot. Everyone thought, oh, this is going to be Ellie's revenge plot in the season. She's going to get to Washington and she's going to take out Abby. Well, we knew that wasn't going to happen, because they got to Washington in like all in the same episode. They literally left Jackson Hole and made it to Washington in the same episode. What is this, like some Game of Thrones, last season of Game of Thrones type of shit, where it took them like 3 or 4 episodes to be able to travel anywhere in previous episodes, but then all of a sudden in the last season they were instantly wherever they needed to be?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, instantaneously where they needed to be. So man, but I mean, we don't have much time. You know, we don't have much time left in this season for it to get good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I mean, we lose. So out of 3 episodes right now, we feel like we've gotten one good episode.
Yep.
I mean, out of 4 episodes, I'm sorry, we've gotten one good episode. That's not how we felt in the first season. Out of 4 episodes, we thought we had 3 good episodes. We had that gay episode that kind of felt like it shouldn't have been there, but but it needed to be. Okay. So our shift on just the quality here is actually startling.
It is very startling. I mean, this is the way that you ruin an entire show, which could have been one of the greatest shows in television history. I mean, I would put season 1 up there with like with Breaking Bad. I would put it up there with The Wire. I would put it up there with freaking Better Call Saul. I would put it up there with Game of Thrones. Okay, it's a contender, season 1.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, season 2 has now dramatically decreased how good season 1 was. As an overall thing so far, it's not looking good. It's not shaping up.
Yeah, it's not at all. It's unless we get 3, we got 3 episodes left, and the 3 episodes need to be bangers. You know, they need to be true bangers. And if they're not, it's just like, what do we actually get in season 2? One good episode,
We
and
got Joel's death. That's it.
you I mean, that's what you'll feel like. You feel like we got Joel's death, and that was kind of it. And I know what's gonna happen. Like, they're gonna kill Isaac this season. So he gonna be short lived. There's no way that Isaac's gonna live past this season. Because if he does live past this season, it just throws another monkey wrench in this. Like a character that we really don't need to be focused on. I mean, that's how I feel.
And then you have 2 bad guys for the 3rd season, which makes no sense.
Exactly.
It's like Sony Spider-Man throwing freaking the Green Goblin and freaking Venom into the 3rd Spider-Man, and then in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 doing the exact same thing, putting the Green Goblin and Electrode in the same freaking movie. Like it doesn't work. Doesn't make sense. They need a
Right.
singular goal, and the goal needs to be clear for the audience to know exactly what's going on. And right now, nothing is clear. There's no clear
Right.
path to anything. We don't even the goal wasn't even hardly mentioned in this episode. It took a back seat to the romantic relationship that Ellie and Dina are having. And now, at the end of the episode, Ellie was like, "Oh, well, you can't come with me now. You have more to live for. You're pregnant. You can't be out here in danger and everything." Like, so now they're down one other person. So now it's just Ellie. And we are to believe that this version of Ellie in this show can take down all of the WLF.
It's a killing machine. It's a killing machine. Because that's what she is in the video game.
I don't believe it. I don't believe that.
Unstoppable killing machine.
I don't see it. I don't see it unless her character dramatically shifts, which then will also be a red flag from the show. How did she go from this scared, freaking idiot, retard type of personality into being a badass and being able to take on an entire army? See, the only way that they can do this Because again, it's a suspension of disbelief. The only way that they can do it,
Mm-hmm.
because Ellie can't take out the entire army of the WLF. She just can't. It would be unbelievable to think that this version of Ellie could actually do that. Now, maybe her in the video games could, because she was an actual badass. Okay, that's different. But this version of Ellie in the show cannot do that. I don't believe that she can do that, and I don't believe that anybody's watching believes that she can do that. So the only way that they can do it is another circumstantial event. And that's why they've set up this warring faction thing.
Exactly. You're right on. Ryder, that's spot on. That is spot on. To a T. That's why they set it up like that.
Yep.
My goodness, man. I mean, but hitting the nail on the head. That's Mr. Ryder Lee, guys. I'm just thinking, I mean, that's the whole premise.
Yep.
Because the Seraphites are going to help her accomplish part of her goal. At least getting past WLF, eliminating the majority of them until she has nothing, until there's nothing left but what was it, 5, 6 of them that were associated with the death of Joel.
Yep.
To where she's just hunting down singular people now.
It's going to be circumstantial. It has to be circumstantial, and it has to be, plot holes in the story that gets Ellie to be able to do this. And the only way that they can do that is if there's a completely other group that's after the WLF that they're warring against, so that they can essentially kill each other. It's kind of like, and then Ellie can step in and take advantage of the situations. It's kind of like the government, right? Whenever the government wants to take down I don't know, an army or a cartel, right? If the government wants to take down a cartel, what they do is they make two cartels war with each other.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then they just start killing each other. And then that's less people that the government has to deal with. And that's exactly what they're doing here. So they're making these two groups of factions fight against each other. So then that's less people for Ellie to have to deal with, because we cannot believe that Ellie would be able to go in and take out this entire army of people. It's just unreasonable, it's illogical, and it makes no sense.
Yeah, that's it. And we still can't forget that we got to have the Eugene flashback.
Oh,
We got
he's
to
the one
have it.
that had the setup and he was growing the weed, right?
Yeah, that's the one that Joel had to shoot. Gail's husband. We got to have the Eugene flashback. He got mentioned too much.
Why did they not put any flashbacks of Joel in this episode?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that as well. I was like, but I was just looking for something, but we ain't
Because they
had nothing.
wanted you to focus on the gay shit, Cube. That's what they wanted you to, because that is the driving force behind this entire show, is now the gay shit between Ellie and Dina, and they did not want to detract away from the gay shit by throwing freaking flashbacks in there of Joel, even though the opportunity was perfect and it would have been great for the audience to see so that they can get excited about Ellie going in and getting revenge for Joel, but they didn't. They decided to focus on the gay shit.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean it's spot on. I mean, that's spot on. I, I don't know. Hey, look, here. Hey, cheers to hoping that 5, 6, and 7 bring us badass episodes. Now it may not bring us closer to getting Abby, but at least let them be badass. Okay. We might not be trying to reach our goal, but we can at least be badass episodes. All right. That's the least I can ask for. All right. The individuals such as myself.
And I
So,
hope so. I hope that it is. I hope that it gets way better than it's been. But from the very first episode, I'm just not a fan. Not a fan of it. They completely ruined it. They wrecked it. Starting with the very first episode. It was just been, and we had that one little blimp. That one little blimp of glimmer of joy and great writing and great action sequences, and how everything was freaking perfectly shot, and it was winter and it was cold. Everything looked great. It was perfect. It was a great episode. But one great episode does not make up for the other horrible garbage 3 episodes that we have. And if it keeps going at this rate, because there's nothing to really even hope for. They want us to already hate this military guy that we don't know, but we don't know anything about him in order for us to even have any feelings toward him.
Exactly.
They just want us to automatically hate him because he's a bad guy. Like, that doesn't work with me. That doesn't fly with me. They want the audience to show a flashback of him killing his own soldiers to make him seem like a bad guy. Well, we don't know the context of that situation. We don't know why he
Exactly. Yeah.
decided to do that. Maybe there was a good reason. Maybe there was a rational explanation to the reason why he killed all of his soldiers. Okay? But they
Yeah.
just want us to automatically hate him and throw in and not like him and set him up as the bad guy with absolutely nothing to go off of. And I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like it. It's not good storytelling.
No, it is not. But that's what we got so far. That's episodes 3 and 4. I know we didn't talk about episode 3 that much, just because there's absolutely nothing happened in episode 3.
Nothing.
Like zero. When I tell you nothing happened, like, just nothing, period. The only thing that happened is that the townspeople said that they weren't going to go fight for Joel, and Dina and Ellie left. That's pretty much it. I mean, that's the episode. Okay, no
That's
doubt
all we
about it.
got. The only way that they could possibly redeem this, which still wouldn't work for me because I know exactly what they're doing, so I'm kind of already expecting it. But I don't know if they're going to do it because it might not serve what they're trying to do with this series. Like, they're trying to make it seem like that 2 young girls can go across the entire country in the middle of a freaking apocalypse with very limited supplies, survive the trip, make it to Washington, and then kill this person that they're trying to get revenge on over a giant freaking city where they have absolutely no idea where they are, what they're doing, or where the people even are. They just know that they're in freaking Seattle. That's it. Because girl power, women power, right? That's the type of scenario that they want to prop up, is that young girls can do whatever they want, that they don't need a man with them, that they don't need a badass man to come in and save them. Okay? So the only way that they can make this better, which I do not think that they're going to do this because it completely detracts from everything that they've already set up, that they don't need the man. But the only way that they can do it is if Tommy followed them. Is if whenever Tommy realized that they had left, is he grabbed 5 to 10 other dudes strapped up that know exactly what they're doing, where they're going, what the mission is, and they followed her. And then they end up saving her. But I don't think that they're going to do that. I really don't think that they are.
No, that's not going to happen. I don't know if we'll see Tommy again. We got 3 episodes left.
Because if they do that, Cubed, then that ruins the entire thing. It brings it back to this misogynistic freaking alpha male stereotype that it doesn't belong in our society, Cube.
This is true. We are tired of men, okay? Even though we are men. So that's The Last of Us, episode 3 and 4. Let us know y'all's thoughts on this in the comment section below. Make sure you're checking out all of Ryder Lee's content. All right. Raised by Giants YouTube channel. He also has some documentary work on Tubi. Okay. Let him know a little bit about that documentary work, Ryder.
I have 2 documentaries on Tubi and on Amazon Prime. First one is JFKX, Solving the Crime of the Century, is on Tubi, and my latest documentary, A Clockwork Shining, is also on Tubi and Amazon Prime. And if you'd like to come over to my YouTube channel, you are welcome, or on any other podcast platform where you listen to podcasts on. You can find me at Raised by Giants. I'm doing a huge series right now into Virginia Giuffre's death, the Epstein victim that apparently committed suicide on the 25th. I'm going to be doing part 7, hopefully tomorrow, Wednesday, the 7th. So come over there and join us. Thanks for having me on, Q. Appreciate it.
Ain't no problem, guys. We will catch y'all next week as long as the episode has some substance to it, okay? So, from your boy HQ420, the Immaculate One, Ryder Lee. Appreciate y'all for watching us. We'll catch y'all next week. Showtime with the Q. Peace out.